Alright. So here on Nessus, doing a ingredient farm. This farm is for balanced flavors, bullet spray, ether cane, and some Vex milk. You can also do shark flavor here. So here in Nessus, we go to the Hollows. This is one of the instances that starts here. Actually, it's not it. And I know I need to turn all of this down. That down and mic up. There. So this is spot that I go to. So I'm doing 10k Dawning Essence. I need a lot of ingredients. So as you can see, almost 900 ether cane. Getting some Vex milk along the way too. Mostly getting bullet spray, which I'm done. I need 325, that's done. Still need some balanced flavors. You get some, depending on what you use, Null Taste, Electro Flavor, Flash of Inspiration, done with that. Depends what you're looking for, but I'm doing a Bright Dust farm. So I am going for only the tower vendors. I just come here, kill these dudes, go back the way I came from, go right about in this spot, do a U-turn, come back. Now do this until a certain instance pops up in this area where the enemy moves against each other. When that happens, there's a particular spot that people use for their Sunshot Kylus. I'm using that for wrist runner kills, pulse rifle kills, or sword kills. It's also a shit ton of ether cane. Probably the best spot for ether cane. So I'm gonna go here and just kill them with my sword. If I run out of sword, I then use everything else. Now there's 3 different instances that, well, server instances that can happen here. There's the high value target, which just kind of happens regardless of what else happens. There is also the enemy moves against each other. You'll see it right above your C4 bar if it's the enemy move against each other. And there's also a Minotaur with a bunch of harpies that spawn back here. What you do is you kill all the harpies, but you leave the Minotaur alive, and the harpies will keep on spawning. But ideally, you want the enemy moves against each other. Normally people don't come to this spot, so you don't have to worry about people taking their kills and messing up this loop of going back and forth. Anytime people do come around here is when there's a public event about to go off. Now the public event isn't that bad either for getting Vex milk. And typically when the enemy moves against each other, it's usually before or after, or towards the end of the public event. You just gotta keep an eye above your super bar for that text to come up. When that does happen, you'll see just how ridiculous it is. So doing farms like this, and definitely not the most exciting. You will definitely learn to hate the dawning. But if you do it, you'll get a lot of resources, primarily bright dust. And bright dust equals real money, because if you're not buying it with bright dust, you're buying it with silver. So it's been a while of nothing popping off, so one of the instances should be coming up here shortly. Fun fact, you can get kills and ingredients from your sword hilt, but I don't believe you get sharp flavor, you get personal touch. So I'm using a exotic primary because that tends to drop heavy ammo from ammo finders more frequently, so I can replenish my sword ammo faster. Hello? Did I not go far enough? Oh, that's a high value target. I think I have a bounty for solar kills, so I should probably switch. The only reason I was running Arc is for Wrist Runner. To be able to do this on myself and proc Wrist Runner. So let's do that. Get that bounty done real quick. So I'm looking at my radar every single time I go around that corner, because if the Minotaur and Harpies are there, I'll be able to see them on the radar. So I got new sword ammo, I'm just going to pick this up, rally, and get full ammo. Did I not go far enough again? What the hell? Did I leave something alive? Enemies moving against each other. Okay, it's a good time. So, when that text comes up, come over here, there's gonna be a Vandal. Kill the Vandal, kill the other dude, and these guys will just keep on coming out. So I was sitting here, Wrist Runner or Bad Juju. Why Wrist Runner and Bad Juju? Because you do not have to reload Bad Juju, because every kill reloads your magazine. Wrist Runner, if you have it procced, you also don't have to reload that. So you just sit here and do this. If you need balanced flavor, use the pulse rifle, bow, melee Trinity goal. Bullet sprays, auto rifle, so like some of the subsistence, or Wrist Runner. And then once I have a good pile of heavy ammo drops there, I just go in with the sword and get some sharp flavor. Now you also get Flash of Inspiration, multifaceted flavors, any kind of element that you're using. Yeah, this just goes on for about 5 minutes. These guys to the side kind of annoy you. Third grenade. this run until I'm out of ammo and go back to using my primary. So if you do have somebody in this area with you, like I saw a blueberry, they're going to notice that you're making a crap ton of orbs, and they're going to be like, wow, what is he doing? And they might come up here and try to take your kills. Yeah, you just sit here. Bounce flavor, bullet spray, ether cane, whatever. Just get a lot of it. And the downside is you do have to wait until the enemy moves against your shelter. But when it is up, I don't think there's any better spots. See, we got a blueberry trying to shoot enemies here. He can try, but guarantees not using a weapon. I'll have to reload, so he's gonna have to reload at some point. So I'm getting the majority of the kills anyway. Got a good bit of heavy ammo there. Start using the sword again. Yeah, I see the blueberry to my right on the radar. Just kind of watching. Yeah, a lot of people don't know this spot, but this is like the spot to be in. Back when Sunspot got its catalyst from faction rallies. You shoot one shot of Sunspot and explosions from Sunspot would just kill these guys as they're coming out. So them coming out of the cave should end about halfway into the public event. So after I'm done here, I'm going to go and do the public event, which on the later rounds, there's more enemies to come out, which means more Vex milk. And it's done. So now pick up that, start doing this public event. You seem to get a lot of people that are really low season rank in here. I think there's a quest or something that tells you come here and do this public event. Or people are just exploring. So when they see you sitting there at that cave, they're like, wow, I'm just gonna sit here and get all these skills too, even though there's no benefit for them. They have a lot better things to do, but you know, they're new. They don't know. They don't know better. hear something sacking, but I don't care. Okay, around 1 minute is when everything starts spawning up here at the top and nowhere else. I'm gonna bring out my sword and go ham. I need solar damage kills, might as well do this. I believe I'm a bounty like that. Right, solar hive void. Oh, it's void. I need void. Okay. Alright, so this is when they start just spawning right here in the middle. Yep, just swing my sword. I would put a fallen guillotine on, but I no longer have it. That's done. Now we go over here. Might be no.
Well, we slowed them down.
So since there isn't herpes over there, we could get lucky and get enemies move against each other here shortly. So we just sit up here, wait for the public event chest to go away, and hopefully that dude, and then the Vex will start spawning again. I don't think I have a void sword. Definitely have one on Titan and Hunter, because both their class swords are void. Could just use Black Talon, but then I gotta take off Bad Juju. Yep, no void. What do I have? Pulse rifle. With like subsistence or anything like that. No. I'll just get my void kills and switch back to work. See right on my radar, this is the Minotaur. So if you don't get enemy moves against each other, you get this. So this isn't ideal, because you obviously want enemy moves against each other. So just go over here, kill these harpies, leave the Minotaur alone. Just keep on doing this and it spawns 3 harpies every time. But since this is going on, might as well show... Actually, I don't think I have a checkpoint. I don't. I was going to show the Cursed Thrall farm. ahead and just get it done. $50. Alright, well, that's not gonna happen. Might as well do that then. Good place to get Vex Milk is, I guess, the Lost Sector here, Artifact's Edge. Yeah, Artifact's Edge, go to that Lost Sector. Or, might as well show you. If you're doing a farm, you go to Moon, Garden of Salvation. Just start up the opening counter, bunch of Vex at the portal at the beginning. It's actually not that great, but I mean, it's easy to get into. You know they're going to be there. Problem is, it takes so long to load in and out and reset it.
They take us for fools. The artifact you
Other
brought
than
back
Artifact's
from the pyramid
Edge, I
began
mean,
emitting a signal, one that reaches deep into
don't
the black garden.
really
Once again, we are beckoned
have a
into
good
their
spot.
trap.
If
They
Europa
expect
Lost
us to
Sector
follow
is
the
up
signal, to discover where it leads.
for Bunker
Fine.
E15
We will play their
or even
games,
Perdition,
but this
might as well
time
do
with
that on
caution,
Legend.
not
Get those Vex
curiosity.
kills and your farming exotics. Why the hell not? You also get essence by doing that. That's the way I would do it. Last year I did Veil's Labyrinth for essence. Had no problem getting essence. Come in here. Fire Devour, something like that. And just swing away. Clear it. Load it back up. I usually do this twice. If I do this and then go back to Nessus. That way the Mentor despawns and have a chance at getting the enemy moves against each other again.
The artifact you brought back from the pyramid began emitting a signal, one that reaches deep into the black garden. Once again, we are beckoned into their trap. They expect us to follow the signal, to discover where it leads. Fine. We will play their games, but this time with caution, not curiosity.
Devour. Go to town. Do that twice. back to Nessus. Let's have we go to Nessus. We are going to do Nessus Farm. So, solo Xylox. You want to make sure for Xylox and Savix you do not have lore mutations like this, because you cannot make it a quote-unquote heroic Wrathborn hunt. So for armor, you leave this one empty so you can slot in the second slot. You always want to make sure you're slotting something in the second slot. That will give you 15 essence. So if I do this, I'll have 15 essence. But if I went ahead and slotted again, did something in the first slot, as you can see, I cannot slot any of this. So I would only get 10 essence. Ideally, you want to do Savix with somebody else. You just need 2 people. And you got the fire team leader just stand there. Don't go inside. You go in, kill the dude. They start it up again. So we're going to do that. Empty. Slot for 15. Dream City. I do have Lament. I do have Lament. So this is what I do. Lament. Cartesian. And then whatever. I have Elemental Charge, Bountiful Wells, Font of Might, Lucent Blade, and Words. So when I pick up Solar Well, I get Font of Might. On top of that, I get Charges of Light. They'll let me use Lucent Blade, so I just melt down this boss, no problem. You can use this very same loadout for Savix. If you're the only one to get in there, you can easily solo it. Start this up. There's always this way, and then branches off. When you get in here, you have to remember to reset your lore. So you do not use your lore charge. Because if you do use your lore charge, even if you have more, it might change the rewards you get. You might get lore mutations, so then you gotta do another Wrathborn hunt to reset it again. And you might go multiple charges with lore mutations. And that is not good. So we're not even going to bother with these guys. We're just going to place it down. Run around them. All we need to do is kill this dude. Fusion ramples. Easy. They run away. And you just wait. They start coming. Get your Wrathborn. 2 swipes, heavy, dead. Yours pop up, Maiden. As this loading screen is coming up, you set your lore again. Good thing about this one, and why you want to do this one solo, is because you just spawn in the same area. If you do something in Channel Shore that has you in an area where you then have to teleport to Feast Landing and all that. This is the fastest way solo.
stop it from getting back to the ascendant plane. Who knows what it might tell her?
And reset. So I still have a good bit of farming to do because I'm doing 10k. 7.5 right now. How?
Make a good team, Guardian. It's a shame we never met before. Or I might not have died in
Learning
the
Bane.
first place. Then I
And
never
just
would
keep
have
on doing
found
that and
you.
doing that.
All things
If you have a friend who wants to farm, I would 100% do Savix instead. It's a lot faster. So you do Savic. And make sure you do a trophy mod in the last slot. Doesn't matter what kind of matters in the first slot. You can leave it empty every time though. But in the second slot, you have to put something in to get 15. But I will worry about that later because that might get somebody to farm Savix later. So I'm worried about ingredients. For Thrallway, I do. Where's it at? Oh, this is what I do. Do that. Gardensteins. Striking Light. Very important. This doesn't really matter. And Zekin Wells. So in the Thrallway, you run back to where the ogres spawn, the very first one, and you grab the orb. You take the orb into the Thrallway. The orb kills with that counts melee kills. So as you're getting melee kills with the orb, you're making wells. With those wells, you become Charged with Light. With Charged with Light, you have Striking Light. Defeating combatants with melee damage spawns one orb of power for your fire team. Doesn't matter if it's there for you or not, you are generating an orb, and if you're generating orbs, you are getting Flash of Inspiration. And if you're getting melee kills, you're also getting Personal Touch. And the orb is void, so you're getting these three, just for using the orb. And you can also get Superior Texture, Multifaceted Flavors, delicious explosions, and all that. Just for your punching with the ball. Using your grenades every now and then, using your super every now and then. So as you're punching stuff, you can also throw your grenade to make more wells. And all those wells you don't have to worry about going to because you have Seeking Wells on. That's what you do in Thrallway. Garden Seeing isn't needed, but, you know, why not? Especially if you're doing Devour, like you should be. You do Bomb Tree, Devour, you eat Grenade, and you start punching. Go back to being Speedy Boy. And going back to doing this farm for hours and hours.